Of all of the parties I don't want to go to, and it's all of them, that's the party I least want to go to, with Stephen Miller, who is utterly incapable of happiness. More than, like, he can have a brief flare up, like when he sees a family being broken up or something. He gets a little bit happy, he gets like 25% chub, but that's as far as it goes for him in terms of ability to have satisfaction in his life. Kristi Noem, I think, is having fun because she's just different. She just wants to be a socialite. She just wants to be a cosplayer on Instagram and a socialite. That's all she wants. So she seems to be having fun. But there was a turtle on that stage, right? They were not just doing Ice Ice Baby. They were doing Ninja Turtles 2.
Yeah.
What is going on? Anyway, that's not what this story is about, Brett. But this video was given to me by my producers, and I just don't understand. Why was there a turtle there?
Because they're so stupid, they don't understand that if they gotta have a turtle and do a Vanilla Ice reference, you gotta sing ninja rap. Ninja rap.
Obviously, I'm very confused. But anyway,
yeah.
That's Kristi Noem, that's Stephen Miller. Those are your two warriors stopping the infidels from invading. Like, just remember that, by the way. And when you see all the failures of ICE and DHS and all that, just remember these are the people that are in charge of that. That might be why it's failing, and it is failing. It's even failing in their stated goals. Donald Trump has these utterly deranged targets for daily deportations, which are impossible because they're based on absolutely fantastical ideas of how many migrants there are in America and how many of them are criminals and all of that stuff. So that's all failing, and it has to fail just by design, by the numbers. But there is something they can succeed on, which is just posting white supremacist memes on Twitter. They can do that all day long, and they do. So this is on the official DHS account. The peace of a nation no longer besieged by the third world. And a bit of art with the words, America after 100 million deportations. If you just deport 100 million people, you can drive an old ass car right onto the beach and be there before that tsunami hits you or something. I don't really understand. And so some people have a problem, Brett, with that piece of art. You want to jump in super fast?
Yeah, it looks like Mexico. The only people I know who own that car are vatos. Like, they're in a lowrider group, they have hydraulics, and that looks like Mexico.
Yeah, there are palm trees there. So you're telling me you do want to live in California, right?
That's all they want, dude. You want to live in California?
Come here.
In Los Angeles?
Yeah, like I could do that. You guys are implying you don't want to, but you do want to. But anyway, that piece of art is by Hiroshi Nagai, who very much did not give them any permission and does not want them to use the art. So again, this is like all their stuff. They steal Theo Von stuff. They steal Selena Gomez stuff. They steal Pokemon. Conservatives want art desperately because they know that art is cool, but they can't create it themselves. So they either steal it and don't credit the people who made it, or they jump into AI because then they don't have to actually learn or anything. And so the bigger issue, of course, is the fact that we're being besieged by the third world. Obviously, that's just grotesque, xenophobic, Nazi-esque language. We're not being besieged. Some people come to this country because they think their life would be better, and we know that we will be made stronger by waves of immigration, as we always have. But no, this one's too brown. It's invaders, actually. And we should get rid of 100 million people, which obviously there are not 100 million migrants, obviously. And so Pew says there's probably about 14 million. So you can't get to your 100 million by deporting all the undocumented migrants. So what do they mean when they say 100 million? Well, if you included the 38 million who have actual legal status, including naturalized citizens, which more and more Republicans do want to do, because they have to believe they're better than other people. That's the only thing that can distract them from the fact that their economic situation is bad and getting worse. But even that leaves you 48 million short of the number. So I guess you got to start finding some other groups to deport that are full-on citizens born here in America, the same as anyone else, but they're not, what's the word, heritage Americans? That new thing where it's like a one-drop thing for the new alt-right or whatever. And so I don't know what they're supposed to mean. Obviously, it's everything they do is just racism and trolling. So it's a combination of the two things, Brett, but what do you make of it?
I think it's amazing. I love the Ice Ice Baby because I do want to now party with Kristi Noem.
You already did.
I did it. She's not. This is gonna sound terrible, but she's not like overtly waspy enough to like hit that weird kink of mine. But that one right there, yeah, I'm down with it, dude. Because she goes like this. She's probably got the fire dance where her hands are fire and she's like this. And she's like duck facing. I mean, disgusting. I have no like. I also know that Steve Miller is on whatever of those weird things that Hitler was taking toward the end. Where he was like on amphetamine, like he was on some weird designer drug. But I just want everyone to know that you weren't invited to that party.
Yeah.
None of us were invited to that party. So this imagery they're trying to sell you about like how empty the beach is gonna be for your lowrider, and this idea that your life is going to turn into a Mar-a-Lago experience. No, they don't want you there. This is a fun play game for them so that they can go to the party and you can't.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a game. They're not serious about it. They hired a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, which by the way, those were imported from Japan canonically, I believe. Actually, like they're not native. Or were they? No, just the ooze was. I don't remember.
Ooze. I don't remember where the ooze was from, but yes, it depends on where. In the movies,
comic versus movie. Yeah.
In the movies, in the TV show, it's who you interacted with last. You turn into that, and so that's people. But in the movie and the comics, I think it was just that the ooze makes you big.
Yeah,
and talk.
Let me just say, this will be my final point. So we have to get rid of these migrants because they're all criminals, right? Even though they're not, and even though being here without proper documentation is literally not a crime, it's a civil violation of a statute. The intern who stole this artwork without permission, without attribution, and they're refusing to take it down despite the artist telling you are violating my copyright or whatever, arguably have committed a greater crime than the migrants they're deporting. I just want to make that clear. And they've done it many times already.
With the cost of everything going up, here at TYT, we're always trying to help you guys out and save you some money. Your cell phone bill is the last place you should be getting ripped off. But if you're with Verizon or AT&T, chances are you're way overpaying for the plan you're on. That's why TYT is teaming up with Noble Mobile, the only cell phone plan that pays you to use your phone less. With their Noble plan, get unlimited data for only $50 a month. But the real game changer is the cash back you get for your unused data. The less data you use, the more cash back you get. It's a win-win. Stop letting big wireless rip you off. Choose a company that aligns with your values and isn't trying to milk you for every last cent. And by switching to Noble, you're directly supporting TYT in our mission of bringing you honest, independent news. So give Noble a try and make the switch today. Scan the QR code on the screen now or visit go.tyt.com/plan. That's go.tyt.com/plan.
If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog that is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?